Christine Grace, welcome back to my channel. Today is another reaction video. Like the video on your way in, let's get straight into it.
I got fucking robbed by my Hinge date.
Oh, yeah.
The hottest guy in the room thinks that he's like the shit. He knows he's the shit.
It was at the end of the date when he looked me dead in my eyes and told me that if I wanted to continue to see him,
breast implants,
I was gonna have to get a boob job.
And I was like, well, what would you have wanted me to say? A night of slow, sensual, candlelight butt sex.
So I sit down with this guy and the first thing he says is, did you cut your hair like that on purpose? He just keeps saying mean stuff to me. So next he goes, yeah, well, me and my roommate, when we were looking at your profile and we were placing bets on whether you were gay or not.
Listen, I never understood women who encourage other women to get their hair cut that short. If your friend, girls, if you've got a girlfriend and you say, hey, I'm thinking of getting a bob or shorter, and the other girl goes, yeah, that'd look really cute. She doesn't think it would look cute. She wants you to look uglier so she can look better.
You're so cute. How bad are your abandonment issues?
Bullseye.
He broke it off with me because he said I wasn't black enough.
And he's saying all these weird ass things about how I have to sleep over because I have the perfect skin for his skincare.
He looks like he's like straight out of a GQ magazine, right? He is dressed to the nines and he goes to pick me up and he moans and he goes, ugh. He's like, you got a couple of LBs on ya. Solid.
Big man ting.
I recently went on a Hinge date. Homie brings his friend. Girlfriend of this friend pulls me aside. It's like, this guy's kind of a douchebag. And I was like, yeah, I kind of already got that vibe. But we then go to the bathroom and we come back. Her boyfriend's like, oh yeah, he left. He's on another Hinge date now.
That does not surprise me.
Excuse me?
He did not put in the effort for me. I took an hour to get ready, an hour to drive here. I brought a bottle of wine. He's in his sweatpants and he jokingly says, thank you for helping me meal prep.
These stories on his highlights were screenshots of women begging him to. So many women. And I get you're single, but hell, is there not a limit?
I don't think he's joking, bro. I think I genuinely just came over to this man's house and I'm helping him meal prep for the next 2 weeks.
When I say it's hell out here and we are truly in the trenches in the dating world, I mean it.
How are we supposed to live our life when we really like guys and they've got a whole secret relationship?
Stop going for these dudes then. Like, I'm sorry, but you guys can defend me on this one. There is a common known fact for dudes that if a girl is incredibly hot, she's probably a bit crazy, you know. She's maybe boring. She's not had to develop much of a personality to get people to like her, you know. It's the same the other way around. Like, I'm not being funny. Like, of course, there are dudes that I see and I think, wow, that is an objectively really attractive man. But the way my brain works, part of it comes into it where I'm like, he's a dick. Do you know what it actually is? If I'm being really, really honest, it's you would have been a cool kid in school. And basically anyone I meet that is like quite attractive, obviously like people change after school and stuff, but mostly like, you know, the people who were popular in school were probably good looking, and most of the time they're still good looking into early adulthood, you know, 20s, 30s for guys as well. And I just think, you know, if you were someone that maybe would have bullied me when I was in school, it's just like, I don't really want to know. So I don't know why these women who, you know, are not clearly the girls who would have been on like the cheerleader team think now all of a sudden the jocks are going to want to date them or at least like take them seriously. It's like, come on guys, nothing much really changes in life. Like,
Relationship that you have no idea about. I have been single for 5 years.
Well, first of all, you start by living your life.
so stop going for the fuckboys. It's really not that hard.
By getting the off of Hinge, because I kid you not, every single horror story about in-person dating nowadays seems to be coming from Hinge.
See, that's quite crazy to me because I thought it would be Tinder. I don't know anyone who's had a problem with Hinge.
Well, I download Hinge.
Hinge date.
Hell man. Please drop a like on the video if you think that modern dating is just an absolute mess, and comment down below what you think. What seems to have happened is that women have fled Tinder for the safer and greener pastures of Hinge, with promises of hotter and more intelligent guys. But in reality, they simply ended up in a much worse position, where they're now being hunted by a superior boy.
No girl is gonna care to take the time to learn about who you are unless you capture their attention first. And the most effective way to do it is get that one money shot.
And these women have absolutely no clue on how to deal with it.
All of my single girlfriends are struggling on Hinge.
Anyways, just like in part 1, I will be bestowing some more boy wizardry. Again, only use this for playing dumb games and educational purpose, so check that out as well if you haven't already. And remember, these tips are only useful for understanding the dumpster fire that is modern dating.
Oh my god, it was horrible.
I know, Jackie, I know. Men are truly awful these days. So, how about that? I'm just kidding. It's all up, Jackie. Anyways, now moving on to one of the classic boy moves these days, and that is the double Hinge date escape.
This guy that I went on one date with a couple weeks ago invites me out again. But then we're about to walk in, and then he sees this girl, and he walks over to her as if he's like just meeting her for the first time. And I'm like, oh, how do you know him? And she's like, oh, I just met him on Hinge. This is like my Hinge date. And I was like...
This is an absolute clown show, man. I mean, probably the only reason why he invited him is just so he can have a bunch of girls at his table to show off with.
But if we don't have 30 birds on the tables tonight, it's a failure, boys. We're all going to Pangea later. Put your gram in, come with us after Skybar in like 2 hours. Alright, well, I'll send you a DM. See you later, darling. Alright, quick, dub. Just a little warm up.
Clearly, this dude has zero interest in both of these women.
So obviously you can tell by the accent this dude is actually from over here, and I saw him in the newspapers recently. He's like fled the country for something. I don't know what. He's done something though. He's done something and he's fled the country.
But wait, it gets so much better.
And then this third girl sits with us and we start talking her up, and then we're like, oh, how do you know him? And then she's like, oh, I met him on Hinge. This is my second time ever seeing him.
Are you kidding me? This is boying on a whole nother level.
Oh gosh.
Like 3 joints. Okay, I see how it is.
I mean, dating multiple women at the same time is nothing new, but the level of carelessness here and the fact that they invite these women to the same events just shows that these guys absolutely couldn't care less about these women, and that modern dating has a serious problem.
Oh my gosh, I cannot think of anything worse. Oh my god. See, guys, this is why, you know, I'm gonna like create a t-shirt or something and be like coffee date advocate. This is why you do the coffee date, because I'm not being funny. Like, a guy's like, oh yeah, come here and do this, but it's a club, or he's inviting you out at like 10 p.m. or like 9 p.m. It's like, dude, I'm asleep. I'm asleep. Like, coffee dates, park dates, like what? The guy's really gonna invite 5 girls to a coffee date? Doesn't look good. It just looks weird. It doesn't, like, it's not the same as like a club, like, oh, 5 girls are on the table, yeah, lads. 5 girls sat on a table at a Cafe Nero. Like, it looks like a job interview. Maybe it is, I don't know, but I've never seen anyone doing that. So yeah, I might change. You know, we react to that channel, the Dadvocate. Maybe we should call this channel the coffee date-vocate. Coffee advocate. No, that's not good.
Because this is happening so often now that there's even variations on how to get this done. First up, you have the classic just straight up and leave during the date to go on to the next.
Oh yeah, he left. He's on another Hinge date now. I was like, excuse me?
Still funny. Then there is the plan 2 dates at the same time, and if the first one is hot enough, just go full Tom Brady and call a split-second audible.
I was like, I'll be 40 minutes. I'm driving away. I'm halfway there. I get a message from him. It's typing. Open it. Not only has this man bailed on me, he's gone, just go home, actually.
Damn. First begging her to come out to meet you, and then when she's almost there, nah, I'm good, go home.
If I hadn't have opened that, I would have got there. I would have gone all the way there and then opened it.
That is truly f***ed up. And last but not least, we have the absolutely sinister, let her show up to the restaurant, check her out, then block, unmatch, and ghost her if you don't like what you see.
And I was in the entrance and I said, okay, where are you? 10 minutes went by and I'm literally waiting there. This guy said he was at the back. So I just messaged him and I said, am I at the wrong spot? And my iMessage would not deliver.
Oh my god. Yeah, this has to be the worst one.
I don't know whether he was there watching me or B, whether he wasn't there and he just was planning on ghosting me the whole time.
Yeah, sorry babes, but I'm gonna have to go with Occam's razor on this one. Since even though we will never know for—
What does Occam's razor mean? I've heard that before. A philosophical principle of... Oh no, I'm gonna have to say a word I've never heard before. All right, let me give you guys the full definition. You all know what it means, don't you? And I'm just dumb. I'm not afraid to admit if I don't know something. I won't try and play clever. Occam's razor, also spelled Occam's razor or Novacula Occami. What kind of spirit did I just like chester up? Is a philosophical principle of parsimony or problem solving that recommends searching for the simplest possible explanation for a phenomenon. That's really cool. That's why I've heard that word before. Occam's razor, right? The simplest explanation is obviously that he walked in and saw that you're quite overweight and left. I feel really mean, but it's true.
sure what actually happened here, the simplest explanation is still the most likely. And it definitely sounds as if the dude was sitting in the restaurant, watching her come in, and then just hit the eject button.
He's unmatched me on Hinge. So I tried calling him and it just went straight to voicemail. So that really...
I mean, if he's unmatched you on Hinge, why would you bother calling? It hurts. It's painful.
Just confirmed everything. He's blocked me and he's ghosted me.
Anyways, given all of these boy moves, it's very clear that modern women are getting seriously emotionally scarred.
Promiscuous? I'm not promiscuous.
You know what?
I'm not promiscuous. I'm not. I'm a loyal guy, you know? I'm looking for a relationship with you for one night.
Really?
No, 1 year, 1 year.
Which is leading them to develop new strategies for dealing with this.
Okay, this is one of my hacks for Hinge to avoid the F-boy.
However, most of these strategies will only backfire.
Also, you're sharing them on TikTok. You know dudes can just watch this.
And haven't really been thought through.
Does it always work for me? No.
Yes.
Every time I delete and re-download the app and make a new profile, which is kind of frequent, I make sure to always include one thirst trap photo. If he likes that one photo, I know what he's after.
Dude, that picture is... I feel like a midwife.
Yes, she's absolutely right. It will filter out the most obvious boys who can't control themselves.
What's going on, you ginger tart? You got lovely eyes, but...
For those of you who don't know, like, what that phrase is, I don't know if you guys say that in America, but tart means, like, slut, but it's a more, like, old school way of saying it. My, like, headphone wire is stuck on the chair. 1 second. Tart is just, like, something my, like, mum or my uncle would say. Like, that is really just funny and old school, and it's, like, a less rude way of calling someone, like, a slag. Oh, do Americans even say the word slag? Like a slut. We have so many words of insults over here. I'm not going to lie, guys. Like, you know, in America, I don't know. You guys, you really hate like insults and stuff and swearing and everything. I don't know. I heard from someone who went to America that like they said the F word and like people in the room were like, oh. I don't think it's very like good in America to swear. I mean, that's a good thing. Like I as I get older, I don't really like swearing as much, but in British culture, it's just rife. Like, it's absolutely everywhere. We have so many different ways of calling someone promiscuous. You've got slut, slag, Jezzy, Jezebel, whore, tart, just loads. I can't even think of them all off the top of my head. That caught me off guard. I cannot believe he just called someone a ginger tart. She probably is going to respond well as well.
By the way, hi, Jim. You natural ginger or not? Oh, you're nice as well.
However, it is no match for the more sophisticated, more elegant boys who can see this coming from miles away. And spending...
You set the standard, you know, treat those as you wish to be treated. If you're looking for a relationship, then like make that known. Do the relationship stuff. You know, that's a given. Also, like, how are you presenting yourself? Like, do you seriously think that someone is going to want a girlfriend who has themselves half naked on a dating app, like knowing that all these other people who've either swiped left or right or whatever it is have now seen that picture? Like, probably not. That being said, you know, you're not going to filter everyone out. There are dudes who will still send you a message like, I want to do this, when there is like clearly no invitation for that kind of behavior in your presentation. Those dudes exist, but you get a lot less of them, obviously, if you're not half naked.
A lot of quality.
We're talking
about. You're not trying.
I think that this
to level up your outfit.
Secretary
on
very much sells the dream.
On boy, the ideal boyfriend, perfect son-in-law, best friends with your mom, capital F boy.
It's just what he does to women. He very much sells the dream of being perfect, long-term monogamous partner. When he's absolutely not.
Because this type of stealth operator is either pure evil or just an absolute lunatic.
What's your name?
Masha.
Masha. I'm gonna mash your naan tonight. Put your Instagram in, Masha.
Since this is the guy...
At that point, she lost all respect by picking up the phone. If a man... I've been so lucky. I've not had experiences with these kind of men. Thank God I am not, you know, too attractive. If a man ever said that to me, I would want to vomit in my mouth. Like, if a dude says something like that to you and you then go, yeah, all right, like, what? At that point, you should be saying, excuse me? And then walking away. Leave. Just, why do you want to engage in that kind of conversation? Maybe some people like it.
Guy who goes all the way, as in going on dozens of dates, meeting the parents, family vacay, celebrating holidays, simply the ideal boyfriend to have. There's just one problem. He's doing this with 5 other women at the same time.
You know,
how do you not get tired? Like, how... I feel like the guilt, like, how does it not just eat you alive? If you're like fully open about it, like that, I personally don't respect it because that's just not my worldview, but like I respect the honesty. You know, if everyone involved knows what they're getting into, then like fine. I don't really have a problem with that. I wouldn't choose to do it, but I don't have a problem with that. But to be like convincing each of them that like, oh yeah, babe, it's just you. Oh my gosh, the guilt would eat me up. It would absolutely eat me up.
5 or more girls being told the same story, that all think they are the partner.
Yeah, that's gotta suck. I mean...
Yeah, I unfortunately... A friend of mine had this story recently. She was with a guy for the best part of, I think, a year. And, yeah, he had someone else. He had someone else the whole time for like 3 years. So it turns out like she was the side piece and didn't know, and then the other girl like didn't know either. It was just a whole mess. It was a whole mess. So yeah, this stuff happens.
Playing boyfriend to 5 chicas at the same time, that is crazy work, dude. Now
yeah, this is what I mean. Like it's hard work, and it's like I can't believe that the guilt doesn't eat them up. Like, they don't even feel bad.
I've dated 4 women at the same time multiple times, but I wasn't exclusive with any of them, and they knew that. Plus,
see, that's the point. If everyone involved knows, informed consent, then it's fine.
I was also not meeting family members or going on holidays. So doing all of that extra work with 5 women is basically a full-time job. You would almost certainly need to be doing long distance to pull off 5 fully fledged relationships at the same time.
And then other times I feel incredibly anxious. And other times I just feel really sad.
Ouch, that's gotta hurt. See, this is how boys kill kindness in women and create soul-sucking demons. Which brings me to one of the most important lessons I want to give you guys, and girls out there if you're watching. And that is, if you ever get f***ed over by a relationship, do not change. That is the most important rule. Never
100%. I spoke about this previously. Otherwise, we all just end up going on in this vicious cycle of, well, this person did that to me, so that means the next person's going to be the same. And you're going to get depressed like that. You're going to get depressed if you think that everyone is the same person, because then you think all of humanity is bad, and you never give life the opportunity to surprise you. you're gonna get depressed if you go around acting in a way that you think someone is gonna hurt you. Because what kind of a life is that? You are not open to any kind of kindness, happiness, or good situation if you are, you know, always considering the worst. And it's easier said than done. You know, we've all been hurt before. We've all had bad experiences. And it's always a lot easier to just kind of say, well, this is going to go badly. So, you know, I might as well just not care, not open myself up. But you'll get depressed like that. I'm almost certain of it. And life is so much like, I feel like when I think about if I'm old and I look back and all of my actions have been out of bitterness or have essentially just been a response to that person who hurt me, then you've then given your whole life to that person, to the person who hurt you. If you've had a bad experience and then you alter your behavior in response to that experience and go about the world as if everyone you meet is going to be that person, you've let that person become the center of your universe when they forfeited that right by hurting you in the first place. So, you know, do it in spite of that. Choose to be kind in spite of the pain. Choose to be soft in spite of the world trying to harden you. And I think that there's nothing more beautiful than that, in my opinion.
Or kill your kindness or warmth that you have within the relationship. Now, obviously, you need to be a lot more careful and wisen up to the telltale signs of bad people.
Exactly. So, like, wisen up to who actually deserves that kindness, but don't withhold the kindness just because of someone else. Just get better at discerning who's worth it.
Since you don't want to waste time, energy, and resources on a gold-digging succubus. But you also don't want to become a bitter asshole due to a woman or man f***ing you over. So yeah, Charlie here seems like a lovely lady, and if she can maintain her kindness and warmth, she's going to be totally fine. Easily wifey. But if she lets this change her and become a hardened veteran of the game, like so many others out there, then yeah, it's probably not going to end well. This was part 2 of Hot Guys Are So Brutal on Dating Apps. Please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more videos.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say it again. More advocation for the coffee dates. None of these dudes are in coffee shops. None of them. So maybe that's a good way to avoid fuckboys. The F-boy repellent is the coffee shop. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up on your way out. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell to keep up to date with all of my content. If you'd like to join my WhatsApp community, the link is in the description. Or if you'd like to support the channel, it is greatly appreciated. The various links are all down below. On that note, guys, I'll see you very soon in the next one. Take care. Bye.